So this week's topic is about insulin-resistant diabetes and the effects that it has on the body. In the video, the doctor talked about how um, putting kind of a new spin on it to where the body may not be obese or may not be insulin dependent because you're obese, but that obesity may actually be a side effect of being insulin resistant, which, if you think about it, actually makes quite a bit of sense. So, in the human body, when you become insulin resistant, your body does not make enough insulin to combat the sugar that it's breaking down in the system. And when you think about sugar, and you're dieting and doing all those things and you're trying to eat correctly, you have to think about it's not just like sugar, like from a candy bar that you're putting in your system. There are tons of things that you eat and put in your diet every day that break down in the system as sugar. So carbohydrates is a big one. So like mashed potatoes and gravy, anything deep fat fried, anything high in carbohydrates, they all break down in the system, especially like pastas and things. They break down in the system as a sugar. So you can't just cut pop and candy bars and stuff out of your diet and expect that to be enough, because the body's going to break down sugar as well as carbohydrates and use them as a source of energy in the body. And then you have insulin come along and try to combat the rising glucose levels in the system. So when your insulin breaks down and becomes resistant, they're not battling those sugars like they should be. So I did a little bit of research and found out that 60 to 70 million Americans right now are insulin resistant or have been diagnosed. And that's not even counting the ones that are living out there with high sugar levels who haven't been diagnosed yet. And there are a lot of those that don't even realize that they are. And then on top of that, you have 160 million Americans right now that are classified as being obese. Now, granted, some of those may be because you just don't eat right. You may, not be insulin resistant, but a lot of those come from the fact of that your body isn't breaking down things and functioning the way that it should, and so it's storing all those sugars in your system because insulin isn't taking care of it the way that it needs to. So then, on top of things, you start gaining weight, which equally makes you feel horrible. So, that's basically all I got about the insulin resistance this week. I thought the video was very helpful and put a good spin on things and makes you kind of look at the patients that are coming your way, especially like in the hospital and the ER where I work, to look at these individuals in a different kind of a light, and see them for like in a different aspect of what they're presenting. So that's it.